So we're going to look at bond valuation. We're going to explore bond valuation as follows. We'll break it down in understanding the types of bonds. You must understand that bonds are debt securities, and these will represent loans that investors take or they make to issuers. Typically, bonds are issued by governments and corporations, and there are various types of bonds with features and characteristics. We have government bonds, corporate bonds, municipal bonds, convertible bonds, zero coupon bonds. We have high yield, also known as junk bonds. We have floating rate bonds. There are a number of bonds. But for your course, basically, we will dominate on the coupon bonds. We'll also look at the valuation techniques, valuation of bonds, where we're going to look at the key factors that influence valuing a bond. We'll discuss what is called the par value of face value. This is actually the amount that the bond is worth at maturity. We'll also look at what is called the coupon rate, which is simply the fixed interest rate that a bond actually pays annually or semi-annually, which is expressed as a percentage of the face value. There are also market rates that are given, which are the prevailing interest rates in the market that can affect these bond prices inversely. So as the market rates increase, your bond prices will typically fall. That is how it happens. There's also a maturity date. This is a date when the bondholder will receive the face value. Creditworthiness of an issuer. Here, bonds from the issuers with a better credit rating are generally higher than those ones with a bad credit rating. So also look at terms like YTM, which is a yield to maturity, where we look at the total return that an investor can expect to receive if they were to hold this bond until it matures. We'll take note of the coupon payments. We'll take note of the potential capital gains and losses. And we'll also look at how to handle semi-annual compounding based on time value. Many bonds may pay interest annually, others semi-annually, because bondholders would want to receive half of their payments every 6 months. No one would want to wait for a full maturity. And so you need to calculate these bonds accordingly. So the coupon payment will just divide it by 2. The number of periods will multiply them by 2. The yield to maturity calculations also will be done in this manner. I think I taught on the bond valuation in about 15 minutes last time. So those who missed, I could just quickly rush through. I've already spoken on these key features that the bond may have. The face value, usually 1,000, unless otherwise stated, and the coupon rate, which is simply the interest in percentage that the bond will accrue. That percentage, if we calculate it in monetary value, is called the coupon payment, which is capital I. And these important terms I've already mentioned to say we have a discount or market rate, which is simply the rate at which the future cash flow streams from the asset are discounted. The maturity period is a time in which the bond is in effect. You can recall a bond at a call premium before it actually matures when there's a call provision. This call provision will allow the issuer of the bond to call back the bond before its maturity date at, of course, what is called a call premium. So these bonds have different types. We have a perpetual bond, which is a bond that never matures. It's given by capital I over KD. An example is we have bond perpetual with 1,000 face value and provides 8% annual coupon. The appropriate discount rate is 10%. So in this formula, we have been given that capital I is simply small I times what? Maturity value, face value. So our coupon interest, the job is simply to calculate the capital I. So 8% of what? Of 1,000 is 8. So our perpetual bond is I over KD. So 80 divided by 0.1, we get 800. So this is how we calculate the value of the perpetual bond. So we also have a non-zero coupon bond, which has the annuity factor and the interest factor. So I gave you the simplified way of calculating the value of a bond. For instance, we have a bond C with 1,000 kwacha face value, provides 8% coupon interest for 30 years, and appropriate discount rate is 10%. What is the value of the bond? At all costs, I've always encouraged you to desist from using tables so that you familiarize yourself with this calculation. So like I simplified always, the value of the bond here will be capital I, present value what? Annuity, plus the face value or the maturity value times the present value factor. So we're talking about the I. This I is found by calculating the small I times the maturity value. So 8% is what? Small I. 30 is the time. And 10% is the market rate, the KD. So small I is 8%, 0.08, and 1,000. That's where the job of the what? Coupon interest ends. So here we're going to get 8. So we'll put our 80 there. Then our maturity value or face value 1,000 will come there. Then we have two interest factors. Our present value factor at 10% in 30 years. Okay. So I'm saying to calculate the present value factor, it's simply 1 plus R the power n. Calculate the present value annuity factor, it's simply 1 minus present value factor over R. I know others may find it easy to use the tables, others will be quicker with the calculation. But either way, you need to understand how to both read the table or use your own calculations. So either of whatever is comfortable for you, you can go. So our interest rate, I was saying, was what? 10%. And our time in years was what? 30. So here we're going to have 1 over 1.10 to the power 30. Okay. So when you calculate that, we're going to get 1.10 to the power. It is 30, this is 0.057. Then we subtract 1 for the annuity factor to 1 minus 0.057 divided by the interest rate of 10%. We're going to get 9.43, 9.4269. So this will now give us the value of the bond substituted in that formula, which will be 80 against the annuity factor, 9.4269, and the 1,000 against the what? The 0.057. And this now gives us the value of the bond, which is as follows: 811.16, 811.16. So this is a discount bond. Whenever the value or the selling price of the bond is less than the face value, it's called a discount bond. We had 1,800. This value, if it's more than that, it would be called a what? A premium bond. If these values were equal, selling price is the same as the face value, then we would conclude that this is what? This is a par bond. So with what has been mentioned so far, can we try to calculate this together? Just question one. Those of you who attempted the test, it looks very easy when somebody is explaining, but it looks a little bit Greekish when it's being done. So what are we given in this question? What are we given? Quickly. We're told that bond P has a premium, is a premium bond. Already, what is a premium bond? A bond whose coupon interest is more than the market rate with 10% coupon interest. So we're looking at bond what? Bond P. Coupon interest is what? 10%. What else are we told about bond P? Then they've gone to bond D. Also bond D. Bond D has what? 6% coupon interest. So interest for coupon bond D is what? 6%. Then we're told that bond currently selling at a discount. Okay, so this bond D is currently selling at a discount, meaning the coupon interest is less. So both they make annual payments and have a yield to maturity of 8%. So 8% is like the market rate. The yield to maturity sometimes called the market rate. So this is 8%, and here the market rate is 8%. So they've just conferred you by telling you, can even tell you without being telling you that this is what a premium bond, because the premium bond is a bond whose what coupon interest is more than what the market rate. This is called a premium bond. But if the coupon interest is less than the market rate, it's called what? A discount bond. Okay. But if the coupon interest is equal to the market rate, it's called a what? A par bond. Are we together so far? Before I proceed, are we together?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So we've been given a time for both bonds to be 5 years. And the face value or the maturity value for both bonds is what? 1,000. So we're being asked to calculate the current yield for bond PND. So to find the current yield, first we need to find the selling price of the bond. Remember, current yield is simply a coupon value over the selling price. So for this bond, we're just calculating the example. The value coupon payment over the value of the bond here was 80 over what? 811.16. Sorry for going back. I did explain this so that we can reflect everything I'm teaching. Is that okay? 80 divided by 8.6. So this will give us 9.8%. So in like manner, let's calculate the value of the bond here. All right? The ladies will do bond P, the gents will do bond D. So ladies, how to calculate bond P? What is the formula? Quickly. Value of the bond is what? Coupon payment. Present value what? Annuity.
Annuity.
As what?
Market value. Present value factor.
Good. So let's start with the present value factor. How do we get the present value factor?
Uh,
10.85. 10.85. So I is what? 10. Here KD is 8%. and time is 5. I want you to familiarize yourself with my kind of quicker way of calculating these ones. How do you find the PVF? Ladies, quickly. 1 over 1 plus R to the power time, right? So to the interest rates are we using here, Brenda? 10 or 8%?
10%.
10%, ladies, do you agree with her?
Yes.
Yes.
No, but that's not correct. This market rate is used for the interest factor. This one is just for the capital I. So it's 1 over
No, we're using 8%.
1.08 is about 5. So what do we get? 1.08 to the power -5. Here we're going to get what? 0.681. Then the annuity factor, how do you find the annuity factor? 1 minus the interest factor over the interest rate. Okay. We get what? One minus answer divided by 0.08. We get 3.99. Now, ladies, how do you find the capital I? Small I times what? The face value.
Small item. Yeah.
So our face value is 1,000. So here we're going to get 100. Then we can now integrate this in the actual value of the bond. So 100 against what? The annuity factor 3.99. 1,000 against what? The interest factor 2.681. So here we have what? 399 plus 681. All together. So the value of the bond here is 1080. How many got this figure? So what is the current yield in this case? Ladies, finish up. What's the current yield? Coupon value over what? Value of the bond. So which one is the coupon value? This guy
100.
100.
over
100.
1080.
1080.
What do we get? 9.26%. So this is how we calculated our current yield. Is that clear? All right. We go to the gents. The gents. The question is here. We're now dealing with, you guys are now dealing with bond what? Bond D. So what are the parameters for bond D? We put them here. 6, 8, 5. 6, 8, 5. 6, 8, 5. Just to explain, like I simplify you to say whenever the face value is less than the selling price, this is a premium bond because we're selling this at a profit. It was initially 1,000, we are selling that at 10.8. There's a profit of 8 attached. So this is what? A premium bond. Sometimes it's possible 1,000 kwacha face value, then you're selling it maybe at 900 kwacha. This is a discount bond if it comes out like that. That's a clue. But we're using percentages. If coupon interest is more than market rate, this is called a premium bond. This is the ideal. However, if they're the same, it's a par bond. If it's less, this is an unfortunate situation. It's a discount bond. All right. Gents, bond D. How do we calculate what's the job of this guy? Capital I, small I. Coupon interest is produce what? The capital I, right? So small I times maturity to the face value. So 6% of 1,000 is 60 kwacha. And the job of these two is to find the interest factors, starting with the present value interest factor, 1 over 1.08 to the power 5. Fortunately, these are the same answers that we have here. So this is 681 and 399. Okay, 681, 399. So what becomes the value of the bond? The value of the bond is 60 against 399. 1,000 against what? 0.681. So in this case, we're going to have what? The value of the bond as follows. 60 times 399 plus 1,000 times 0.681. So we're going to get 920. Already, it's clear that this should be a discount bond because this guy is younger than that. Current yield in this case would be 60 over what? And 920.4. So this would give us our 6.52% to be our current yield. Is that clear? That is how we get the current yield for bond P and bond D. Any questions?
It's clear.
Very clear. I hope I've not lost anyone. All right. So part 2 is asking a question. If the interest rates remain unchanged, what is expected? What is expected capital gains over the next year for bond P and bond D? All right. So we found the current yield for each of them. So the capital gain is simply the current price minus the original price over the original price times 100. So if we go to bond P, the yield to maturity was 8%. The current yield was what? 9.26. So here we're seeing a decline of minus 1.26. Bond D, 8% minus 6.52. We're getting a capital gain of positive 1.48. So as you can see, our explanation is as follows. So the expected capital gains, you should know that that represents a change in the bond price over time due to shifts in interest. So when the yield to maturity is equal to the coupon rate, we don't expect any capital gains. If the yield to maturity, on the other hand, is more than the current yield, we have a decline. So In these two instances, what do you think could be a comment on based on the calculations here? Bond P and bond D. Which one experienced capital gains? Bond P or bond D, and why? Okay. So due to time, we'll end here and we'll continue later on.